This game has been out for over 3 years, it's getting pretty frustrating and a little out of hand. Hello, I'm FirePug. If you guys are brand new, welcome to my channel. Also, if you'd like more Apex Legends content like this on your feed, make sure to subscribe. It's totally for you and helps me out a ton. I do appreciate every single subscription. To keep the intro short, we're jumping right into the video. The reason you clicked on this is no regs. No regs have been horrible in Apex Legends. It seems they kind of come and go. But lately I've been seeing a lot of clips on Twitter, and I'm going to start playing them for you now because there's a good handful of them. Now, most of these, they're pretty outrageous, pretty extreme. Normally, the no reg thing isn't this bad, where you miss literally half your clip or more. Because some of these are absolutely horrible and outrageous. However, most times you get no regs. It's normally like 2 or 3 bullets out of a clip, and it's honestly not something too horrible, but definitely something that still should be fixed, because 2 or 3 bullets, that makes a big difference. And just by watching some of these, it's so easy to tell the frustration these players must be having. It seems with a lot of them, it's because the servers are pretty slow and the connection to the server isn't great. And I'm kind of curious because I haven't been getting a whole lot of no regs at all this season. The people I play with haven't. I play on just normal NA servers. So I don't know if there's problems with other servers around the world or maybe just certain NA servers. I don't know if it depends where these people are from or playing from. Don't know the exact problem. Obviously Respawn doesn't either, otherwise they would have this fixed by now, but it is quite frustrating. But I'm willing to make the assumption that soon, within the next couple weeks, no regs will be getting a little bit better. There will be less of them, just because there's this pattern where there will be a whole bunch of no regs for a couple weeks and then it'll all go down for a couple months and then there'll be a bunch of no regs. So I think Respawn actually is on this, and they actually do try to push out little fixes every now and then in the updates. And I'm sure there's lots of stuff like that that we don't really ever hear about, but sometimes they do put no regs into the bug fixes sections on patch notes. So who knows, we could see a little bit of a fix coming with this Awakening Collection event. No regs are certainly not the only thing people want fixed in Apex Legends. This one coming from well-known pro player from the EU region of the ALGS and the world. So I apologize, I don't know this name, but I'm going to pronounce it like an American. Alliance Hawkus, maybe Hakis, probably something totally different, says in a tweet, "What do you guys want EA/Respawn, even adding them to fix in Apex Legends? Personally, I want customs to work, that makes sense, then they can practice for their competitions, better audio, obviously that's a problem since the beginning, better matchmaking for ranked, that makes sense as well, COVID area for players at LAN so that I can meet fans and friends without being stressed about not being able to play." I'll expand on that more in like 30 seconds. TSM Imperial Hell, the CEO himself, replied, "Good list, but the audio one is probably a lost cause by now." That's, it could be true. This is a solid list, and audio is one of those things where, it comes in waves of it sucks, then it's not too bad, then it sucks again, and it's pretty good for a while. So I think that is something they're actively constantly working on as it gets bad, similar to the no-reg situation. Now, with the COVID thing at LAN, so if you get COVID while you're a pro player at LAN, obviously you're not able to go there to compete anymore because it is all in person. Now, they are having a live audience, quite a large live audience. And the pro players, they get tested constantly throughout the event, and they ever get COVID, boop, they're out and then replaced with a substitute player. But when allowing this thousands of people to come watch the event live in this stadium type thing, even though I'm sure almost everyone in there is going to be vaccinated and whatever, if a player does somehow get COVID, they're going to be eliminated from that competition regardless. So these pro players, for the duration of the ALGS championship, are just going to have to try their very best not to get COVID. And it really sucks for them not knowing with all these thousands of fans that are coming in to watch the event live. Continuing on with the LAN ALGS championship theme here, Jim Miles says, "If it wasn't for me looking for it, I'd have zero clue that Apex even hosted World Championship tournament/qualifiers. Zero advertisement besides the pros that stream it for free because they play. Now that's kind of a fair point. I do agree Apex Legends could do a better job advertising that they're having this huge world championship competition. However, would also argue that they have done a fair amount of advertising. On Twitter, they have their very own Twitter account, which is heavily followed, and they do post tweets out every now and then with updates. I believe they have put a couple updates live on the game. However, who even reads those? You just press B and get right into the game. Don't even look at those. So, yes, they do advertise, and no, they don't do a great job of it. But like he says here, besides the pros that stream it for free because they play, I do agree that most of the advertising for this event comes from those streamers on Twitch, some on YouTube, that have large audiences. Because if you aren't watching those Twitch streamers that are preparing for the event, and you're just a casual Apex Legends player, and you're not on Twitter, you have no idea about the ALGS, and that's probably a good chunk of the player base right there. And again, continuing with the ALGS theme here, Apex Legends Esports, the Twitter account I was talking about previously, put out a tweet showing they have some new merch dropping. Honestly, this stuff is pretty cool. It's not just really ALGS themed, it's just Apex Legends stuff in general. Water bottle honestly kind of looks sick and pretty high quality. You also get a little charm looking thing on it. They got backpacks and all sorts of stuff. A decent looking hoodie. So if you want to go check that out, the link will be in the description. Honestly, it doesn't look too bad. No regs and audio are not the only problems Apex Legends is having right now. This one kind of sucks, but it is kind of funny. There's actually a glitch out there. It's fixed now, however. It was out earlier today, later yesterday, depends on where you live. And you would only get 2 items out of an Apex pack because when you start to open the Apex pack, there'd be a server problem with it, and then it would only give you 2 items out of the pack. And I've seen some clips where people only get 2 commons, and man, does that suck. However, again, it does appear that that issue has been fixed about an hour ago. So far, this video's themes is just about Apex Legends and how it is bad currently, and we're going to continue on with that. A tweet from the Eternal that came out yesterday. Can't scrim or play tournaments, that's because the private match thing's all messed up. Can barely play ranked because cheaters and stream snipers. Can't play pubs because they're worse than ranked. And LAN still absolutely fumbled, like the stuff we were talking about earlier. So it just seems no matter what these pro players are doing, it's just Apex Legends is not the greatest it's ever been. And then that will conclude this video. That's all I want to share with you guys in this one. Again, if you want more Apex Legends content like this on your feed, make sure to subscribe. Thank you all for watching. I will see you later.